Okay, so today I want to talk about using Flippity.net and their new template on board games. So I love board games. I love being able to use a game format to do any review or practice that isn't onerous. So kids would rather play a game than just read their lists and talk about it. So if I can incorporate a game and still be able to instruct, I love it. So I have always played games in person, but going online, it's like, okay, how am I going to do that now? And I've done many ways of using games. I put my game boards on Google Slides and then we annotate on it. Flippity has just come out with an online game board, which works well for if you share your screen and you can manipulate the pieces on the game board and you can read the cards on the game board all together. I love it. So let me show you what they have. So in Flippity.net, right, 24 different things. And I know they have these other things. I'm just showing you the ones that I really enjoy using. They have the game show, they have the bingo, they have the timeline, they have Mad Libs, they have crossword puzzles and word scrambles, and they have a snowman. Thank you that it's not a hangman, but it's a snowman. I appreciate that. They have all sorts of these other templates. There's the Mad Libs that you can use to engage your students. Here is the newest one. It is the game board. I'm going to show you their demo board and then show you how I change it. So the demo board, the problem with this board, and I will tell you, I don't know why it happens, it's sized a little too big for a screen. So you don't get the whole board in the screen. And I've tried it on a couple of computers and I don't get the whole board, but that hasn't bothered. So this is their demo. And you would start here. You could take their tokens and you can move them. And you can roll the dice. So it has the dice input, and you can have up to, I believe, 3 dice. You have the option of putting pictures in any of these spaces. You have the option of putting little instructions here, which I haven't figured out the use of that, because if I'm going to want someone to do something, I'm going to actually just put it onto the square itself rather than have to use these extra instructions. You can customize images. You can customize what goes into each square. You can customize the card decks. So here, this is their demo. They say you can use videos on your card decks. You can use Equatio on the cards. You can do various things. You can put a question with an answer and have it check the answer. You could have these options. You can use links. So there seems to be a great deal of customization that's possible with the Flippity's board game. I'm not that fancy a person. And I get a little fancy, but that's pretty fancy. So I'm going to show you how I've customized it. And then I will do another explainer video on how to create the images that you can use. So let's see, this I believe is the first game I did. So what I did was I took their board and I customized it. And rather than put little instructions in, I made an image on the square that says take a shortcut to 9, or take an extra turn, or slide back. I put these images in here. Okay. And then I customized the deck. So I put my little Bitmoji on the image of the deck. And you can also customize this name here. It doesn't have to be board game. You can make it whatever you like. And I made the custom deck And then once I make the custom board, once I make the board the way I think it plays well, I'm going to reuse the board and just change the deck of cards each time. It is super easy. So let me just show you some of the things that are possible, and then I'll go into how you do it. Okay, so this is just an image that I created, each of these, in Google Drawings. And then I take the image and pop it into here. Unfortunately, you can't just directly copy and paste the image in. What you do is you put a link to an image that resides on the internet somewhere. So using a image hosting site. Create an image, pop it into the image hosting site, and then take that image and pop it in here. Take the link to that image and pop it in here. And you can use Bitmoji images. You can use images, if the image has a link, you can just grab the link and pop it in here. And I used a Bitmoji image here. So you can create the image in Google Drawings, or you just take an image that has a link and pop it in. And here I would make a board game for my kids that were practicing the VCCV splitting syllables, so they could practice this, and then they'd split the syllable correctly and read the word and then get to roll the dice. I haven't found the possibility of making the words larger without making each word into an image. I haven't wanted to do that. I'm just, let me just type the list in and I'm done. But it hasn't been a problem. No one has been on a device where this has been too small to read. It's been okay. So while I would prefer larger font, it hasn't been an issue. So then taking my board game, I can just use the same board layout and then just copy it and make another deck of cards. So I have this one, and I made one for practicing some root words. Oh, and look, on this one, what I did was, instead of saying board game, I put in an image. I figured out where you can change that image. And this is for words with the PED, POD, root words for my kids that are doing this in using morphology. So I can take any list of words that I've created and I've used in bingo, words I've done, whatever, flashcards, whatever it is that I might have that list of words, just take that list of words, pop it into here, and now I have a new game. And on this list, so I use my Bitmoji here. I changed that, used a different Bitmoji, and then I also found out that you can customize the start and finish. So that is also possible. Let me show you the template and how that works. Okay. So in their Bitmoji, in their Flippity.net demo, here, they have instructions. So that was the demo. Here are the instructions. The instructions say that you make a copy. You can edit the appearance. You can use images. You can make cards, and then you can use your the URL of images to create cards. And then, of course, it has the warning, do not touch anything in their template that has a blue background. Publish it, just like the others, publish to the web, and then get the link. They do all the magic of the coding to get your information into something that looks like a board game. So this is the template that it says. You tap on it, it says make a copy. It goes right into your Google Drive. It happens that fast. And this first sheet, so if you look at Google Sheets across the bottom, these are the sheets. The first sheet is the board game itself, and this is where each of the tiles had a number, so that tells you what's going to be on each number. This second column, those were those instructions. Move forward 6 spaces, do whatever. But this is what's in the square itself. And here you can see where they have an image. So they take the link to that image and pop it into the board. Down here, they have an image for the finish line. Up at the top was the image for the starting red checkered flag. And then the name, that is an image that goes in that says board game or whatever you want it to be. So we cannot change the number of squares that are in the board game. It is set, so they have 45 squares. That's what's there. You can see along here, you have 2 card decks that you are allowed to customize 2 card decks. Within the card deck, you can pop in that list of words. You can put in images or links to images. And if it's one where you want an answer, you can pop the answer in. Okay? You can put questions and answers, or you can just put in the list of words you want your student to read. You have the possibility of using 2 decks. You don't have to do anything. If you don't want the second deck, it's blank. But if you want to have 2 decks, if you want to have a deck for 2 different students who are working side by side, you can't share this as a group, unfortunately, because you have to share remote control to the mouse. But if you have 2 kids working side by side and you have a younger sibling and an older sibling, and you want to have the younger sibling read this list of words and the older sibling's working on this list of words, if they're sitting side by side, it works well. There are other possibilities for having 2 decks. You might have, extra hard words where you get a second roll of the dice. And you might put that on the second deck, or only available on certain squares of your game board. Under the tab or under the sheet that says materials, it's telling you, here's the tokens. You can change the different tokens. You can change the color of the token. Make your own tokens if you like. I don't know, they're fine with me. You can change the dice. Now, what you can do on the dice is you can customize the dice. And let's say you want to roll specific, like, E, A, or specific graphemes that you want your child to work with as they're pulling the, move to the square that has the E on it, or move to the square that has whatever you're doing, art controls. You can change the dice. I haven't worked with that. You can have up to 3 dice. You can change the image of the card decks, the back color, and the image that's on it. And sorry, I was just getting a call. You can change the images that are on the card decks. So it's blue color or green color, or you can put an image on it. Once you have set into this template, you would go here, rename this sheet that says demo. You change it to whatever you have, like I had DCCB card game, or confusing word game, or whatever the root word is, card game. That goes into this spot here. That becomes the name of your game. You then go up here to File, go to Publish to the Web, right there, hit Yes, okay, I understand it, and then come over here and get the link. The link is where you would then get the game. The link here is the game that you would play. You save your link. What I have is a Google Doc like this, and in my Google Doc, I just pop in the link to the game. And so when I want to play, it's like, okay, I'm going to need this game for this kid, and I open up that game. So I keep the links safe somewhere. Once you make the game, you don't have to touch it again. You would just go in and pull up the link and then play it. So it's pretty fast once you have a game board set up. So I'm going to attach a link for my generic game board, and I will show you how you can modify it. Okay, hope you enjoy that.